What's up, guys? Shade Tree Surgeon here, back with another vlog on the Rocket 3. Yes, I still have the Ducati, although I don't know how often you're going to be seeing it because I'm just so loving being back on this rocket, and I'm not done making videos with it. It's my long distance tour. It's my rainy day bike. Let me tell you, this rocket's a garage queen now. It'll never see another drop of rain in its life if I can prevent that from happening, which is a pretty tall order in Florida. But I still do ride the Ducati almost every day because that's the bike that I put miles on. That's the bike I commute to work on. That's the bike that I ride when it's pouring rain outside and shitty weather. That's the bike I don't mind getting dirty. I don't mind getting wet and all that, which seems kind of a crappy thing to say about a Ducati, but it's a Ducati Multistrada. It's supposedly supposed to be kind of like the BMW GS, so technically it's sort of made for inclement weather and conditions, so I never feel as bad about riding that one through the pouring ass rain. And trust me, in Florida, you gotta ride through the rain a lot. I can't be too mad at him. I was speeding up to avoid the light. But yes, I've left my old shitter Ducati at home and taken out the great white buffalo Ozymandias today. Woo! Boy. Inexorable. This thing has inexorable acceleration at any fucking speed. It just doesn't seem to be allowed. That should not be allowed out of a bike this size. So you guys will notice the last couple videos, Jess really hasn't been out with me, and you also notice that she hasn't been out dirt bike riding in forever. There's a reason behind that, and that kind of ties in with what I'm talking about today, because on the last video I did where I told you guys that I wasn't going to be making it to SCMM 2018, that I was not going to be making it to California this summer, a lot of you guys were just like, well, you know, it doesn't have to be this big fancy vacation. Why don't you just go and stay at friends' houses and see if you can borrow a motorcycle? And I had a lot of people say like, hey man, just come stay with me and you can borrow a motorcycle from me and all this other stuff. And I also had a lot of people say like, hey, why don't you just like do it Easy Rider style and camp out and just ride across the country instead of taking a flight? I could do all that stuff. Like, I could, if I did all that, I could still make it to California. But it's not just me, it's also Jessica. And the reason you haven't seen Jessica out on a dirt bike in forever, and the reason you haven't seen her on the last few rides that I've done, is because she's had some pretty major issues with her back. And actually, earlier today, she had back surgery. All this stuff is stemming from a car accident where she was rear-ended by somebody else that, at this point, I believe happened almost a year ago. She had a fractured hip in that car accident and some pretty serious problems with her back. I haven't really talked about it a lot because, I don't know, I just didn't. I didn't really come up, and I don't think Jessica wanted me to talk about it, but I feel like I need to now because so many people were saying like, well, you can still go to SCMM, just do it on a budget. And I would, but I can't. If Jessica was gonna go after this surgery, she's not gonna be able to be like kicking it on people's couches. If we were gonna rent a bike, there's no way that she could be on anything except like something like that big road glide we rented last time with the tour pack and the backrest, if she was even able to do that. So while I appreciate everybody offering me accommodations and offering me bikes and offering me a place to stay, I'm not leaving my girlfriend behind. We're a team on this channel, and there's no way I'm going to be like, all right, see you later, baby. I'm going to go party in California for 5 days. It's just not going to happen. That's not the type of guy I am. And honestly, making that trip without her would suck for me anyway. So Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for offering that. It really means so much to me. Like, it damn near brought a tear to my eye reading how many people were willing to help me out with a couch to sleep on or a bike to ride in California just so I could make this trip. I mean, it really touched me, and it really meant a lot to me, guys. Just unfortunately, I cannot take you up on that at this time. Old Shade Tree Surgeon's gonna be riding solo here for at least a little bit while Jessica gets back on her feet. If you want to go wish her a speedy recovery, you know, go check her out on Instagram @TriumphChick and give her some well wishes. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Jesus, man. But today, what I'm doing is going to visit a good friend of mine who is also laid up, man. I got a lot of people in my life who are laid up right now. Of course, you'll remember him, Erm916 on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Erm's a hell of a dude. He's been in a few videos. The last one you'll remember was me talking about the accident that he was in. Somebody pulled out in front of him on his bike, and he ended up hitting him pretty hard. Had a collapsed lung, couple broken ribs, broken collarbone. I mean, he got smacked pretty good. We went out, we got tattoos because my buddy Cliff was donating all the tattoo money that he got from those tattoos to Erm. And
there you go.
Cool. So, yeah, now I got boobs tattooed on my arm, but that's what happens when you let Instagram pick your tattoo.
we had a benefit at the bar. Actually, a lot of people who watch the channel showed up. I remember seeing a few of you guys there. I really appreciate that. Anyway, I figured I'd go see Erm today and give him a visit since he's been laid up at home and see how his recovery's going. Don't give me no shit about leaving Jessica after she just had surgery. She is passed the fuck out and dead to the world right now, so I wasn't doing her no good, just sitting above her and making sure she's all right. She's doing just fine, getting some rest. Oh, I figured I'd take a little bike ride, make some videos for you guys, and go visit Erm, see how he's doing. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going down? That thing sounds menacing.
Yeah, dude, it freaking came out all right.
It looks great.
All right, we're back here at Erm's garage. You guys remember I told you in the video before that Erm works on bikes for a living. I just saw this sucker back here. It's actually an Indian 100. You guys, when I was going on about Indian making dirt bikes earlier, they've made a dirt bike before, or at least some iteration of Indian has. So some of you guys watching this might have seen this because I know some of you guys see Erm, but this is Erm's shop. And even though he ain't feeling super hot right now, he said I could bring the camera in here and show you guys what he's working on real quick. And this is what I really want to see, and what everybody wants to see, is the return of the pan head.
It's running.
It's running? This is the business right here. So you guys see this, and it looks like, you know, if you follow a bunch of dickhead hipsters on Instagram, everybody and their brothers managed to scrounge up a pan head from somewhere. But the really neat thing about this motorcycle, and this motorcycle in particular, is this is a 1952 pan head that's an original chop. So this bike, some counterculture fucking weirdo from Vietnam chopped this thing up and made it into a hippie killer in like the 60s or 70s or something like that, and rode this motherfucker all over the place. 60. So this is original survivor LSD nightmare. A guy, whoever made this was the dude who was inventing what choppers are today. And Erm has ridden it around for a little while, but it needed a rebuild and it needed a whole bunch of other stuff. He didn't change much on it, you see. He wanted to keep it pretty original, but the engine did need to be freshened up. So that is the coolest bike in Tampa, right there. The coolest motorcycle in Tampa Bay. And I'm hoping that once it's all done up, Erm will let me do a little review on it for you guys. We'll see how it goes. How's this for the original dad bike back in the 80s? And Erm's other baby, this 72 shovel head, which we'll have to do a video on this one day too. This thing is one of the cleanest freaking shovels around. What do you guys know I always go on about how I like clean handlebars? Well, you look at that, some of you guys will know why there's nothing over there, some of you won't, but the reason is this shovel head has a foot clutch over here. And again, I hope Erm will let me do a review on this bike one day, and I'll get to show you all how all that stuff works. You know, I'm let him heal up first. We'll let him heal up first before we start pestering him about doing reviews. But yeah, this is Erm's shop. This is a freaking dream shop right here. And you see there's all sorts of cool shit just hanging out, getting worked on in here. Even the elusive Buell. And you want to see something really cool, you ought to see what's under that cover, but that's a video for another day. I'm sure you can kind of tell from the shape, and no, it's not a Volkswagen. Anyway, you let me know down in the comments, which one do you want to see a video on first? The shovel head, or that chopper sitting in front of it right there, the 52 panhead?
Or car motor and a bike.
Yeah. You know what I'd love to do if I had all the money in the world? I'd love to get like an old TR6 and put this motor in it, because it's got a shaft coming out of the back. You can stick it right in a car.
Yeah, you can.
You know, it's got a drive shaft. It comes out the back, you know.
And then you got sequential shifter.
Yeah, I mean, that'd just be cool. I just think that'd be cool as shit. You'd have to have the only thing, you'd have to have an offset drivetrain in the back, but I'm sure you could figure out something. Oh. Cut through the Gordian knot. Think smarter, not harder. Yeah. Damn, you just solved that real quick, didn't you? Well, that's why you work on bikes and I don't, man, all right? That was good catching up with Erm for a minute, and hopefully we can make some videos on them cool bikes he's got in his garage pretty soon. Oh shit. Asking to get creamed by this dude. Never trust a beat up car. If you're coming around the bend and there's someone you're worried about pulling out in front of you and that car has already got busted tail lights and dents all over it, you just go ahead and be extra careful. Yeah, I'm really itching to do some stuff on that panhead. That is just such a cool fucking motorcycle. Oh, don't you dare. That's just something money can't buy. You know, that original chop. How do you get that, you know? And good on Erm for preserving it, because there's too many people out there who did not. You know, they get their hands on something like that and their first thought is on how to change it and make it something else. And Erm he's the type of guy who preserves something like that. That is the motorcycle that inspired Easy Rider, you know, is that kind of stuff right there. Rather that gas get on me than on the bike, god damn it. Google Superstar 9000. That's a cool social media campaign. Just asking me to do the work.
Money, 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 money. So much money in the club. Money on the bottle, money on the section. Me and my niggas, we straight up flexing. 20K in my ice, 50K in my pocket. Money get it thrown in the air looking like a ghost. Money rocket, money junkie, money fiend. Always clean, yes I am. Look like money, smell like money. Am I made of money? Yes I am.